Hey guys, so today I want to talk about failure and why you shouldn't be afraid to fail. So 6 or 7 years ago, when I graduated from university, I was searching for jobs in different fields. So first it was accounting. I was applying for jobs in accounting. I was applying for government jobs, even policing jobs, stuff like that. And probably within the first 5 or 6 months after I applied, I got rejected by everything. All the positions I applied for, I got rejected. And I felt that in my mind, I was like, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this particular job is not for me. Maybe there's another path that I'm supposed to take, right? But when I think about it, it's like, in that moment, I was pondering a lot about what I should do in my life, right, as a career, for the future, stuff like that. And getting rejected by all those positions, like it really gave me this idea that maybe, I should just pursue like another path, another field, another skill, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I don't feel valuable or stuff like that. There was a lot of mixed feelings, right? But over the years, I realized that, you just gotta keep applying for jobs. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of rejection and stuff. Because the thing is, after all those rejections and failures, I learned something about myself, and I learned that I'm very resilient. I learned to build mental resilience, emotional resilience, right? Because all that negative feelings that I was feeling, I felt like I wasn't worth it. I felt like I was not going to get my job, my dream job or whatever after the university. I felt very useless, and I didn't feel valuable to society. But all those negative feelings and stuff, I felt down, but at the same time, I couldn't just sit on my ass and not do anything. I had to muster up the courage to just keep applying for other jobs and just look for other avenues. And eventually, I was able to land a job in my field back then, which was in accounting. And it was such a great feeling to get the job, right? I felt great, but, I felt like, obviously at that point, I switched careers because it wasn't for me, but I still continued to face rejection after rejection and after failure after failure. I went for like a screening officer exam at the airport, and I failed it. And I thought I was gonna pass, right? They started calling out names after the exam for people to step outside of the class. And we thought that, in our mind, oh, okay, maybe we were the ones that passed the exam, right? That's why they're calling our names outside. No. About 80% of everyone in that class stepped outside and they failed. They said, "No, sorry, you have to try again next time." And I felt so disappointed in myself because it was like a pretty high-paying job at the time, and it was a pretty respectable job at the airport. And the rejections and failures, after that, it was just like, it sucks. It really does suck to get rejected by something that you wanted, or to fail at something, right? Fail on a test, or you try to hit on a girl or something and she rejects you and stuff like that. It hurts. It definitely hurts. But the thing is, the more you do it, as I said before, you build this sense of resilience, this emotional resilience and mental resilience. And the only way you're gonna build it is by going through those failures and rejections. And over time, you start realizing, and it takes time, you realize that, wow, I'm actually very strong, and I'm capable of doing great things if I keep pushing and keep putting my mind to it and not giving up. The key is to not give up. If there's something that you really want in life, there's something that you really want, you should not give up. You shouldn't give up. You should keep trying and trying and trying. If that's something that you really want, whether it's you want to become an artist, you want to become a freelancer, an entrepreneur, you want to become a police officer or whatever your dream is. You shouldn't let the failures make you give up. You know, if there's something that you really want. And you know, sometimes whatever you're pursuing, it may not be for you. Maybe you'll come to this point where you realize like maybe this is not really for me, which is absolutely fine. But the only way for you to realize that is if you actually apply for those jobs, or you actually do the task or of trying to get whatever you want. And then if you fail at it, at least you're learning something from it. You've learned a lesson from it, right? And I honestly believe that every failure, every rejection, you know, everything, any unsuccessful attempt is experience to be gained. It is absolutely valuable experience to be gained. And you know, like even up to this day, like I'm 31 years of age, I still get rejected on a daily basis, right? By little things. Like if I have an opinion about how something should get done at work, sometimes the coworkers will say, no, sorry, we can't do that. Or, you know, I've tried asking out, you know, some girls and stuff that I know, and they've rejected me. And you know, rejections will always be a part of life. You're always gonna be rejected, and you're always gonna fail. But the thing is, you can't be fearful, because how do you know like what's out there? You know what I mean? If you don't make the steps to go pursue it, you know what I mean? And a lot of the times, whatever that's challenging or whatever that's difficult, whatever that, you know, stuff like that, sometimes at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth gaining that insight. It's worth gaining that experience. It's worth gaining that value, right? And I think the greatest lessons that anyone can learn is from losing, is from being rejected. Those are the greatest lessons to be learned. All the famous athletes, you know, the ones that have, you know, or the famous artists like J.K. Rowling, or you know, the person who started Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, whatever. You know, a lot of these people, they failed a lot in their life, but that didn't stop them. You know, they used it as fuel to keep going and keep pursuing their goals and ambitions. And you know, even famous actors too. A lot of actors, if you Google them and you research their biography, a lot of them have been rejected by talent agents throughout their lives. But the thing is, they never gave up. They never stopped. They never stopped trying. They never stopped, you know, like pursuing their goals. And I honestly believe that whatever you're trying to pursue, even if it's like you fail at it 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 100,000 times, eventually you'll get there. Eventually, that 100,001st attempt, you will get it. You will be successful at it. But I feel like we live in this world where, you know, we give up too easily on things, right? We just give up very easily because we have so many options, right? We have so many opportunities and stuff, and I feel like it makes us weak as a society, and it makes us feel very, like it makes it seem, like society has made it seem that winning is all that matters. Being successful is all that matters, right? But no one knows the importance and the valuable lessons that you can learn from actually failing, by losing. Those are one of the greatest lessons that you can learn. And that is essentially what I want to talk about. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.